Images of this nightmare fuel have been spreading across the internet faster than my ability to come up with an example of something fast. Anyways, this is called an Eldritch Lich, and it is a new creature introduced with the Spelljammer campaign setting that is being re-released in August. Players new and old are quite excited about this, but if you're like me and have never heard of Spelljammer, then you might feel a little bit less excited and more like you weren't invited to the party. Hello? Hey, Mom. You know, while I got you on the phone, did you want to go to a party? Oh, no? Oh. Alright. Have fun at bingo. Yep, I washed my underwear. Bye. So, I thought that I would host my own party and invite all of the others who didn't understand what the excitement was about. Definitely not because I don't have any other friends. I have a bunch of friends, and they're all on my phone right here that just never rings. So, allow me to formally invite you to the What the Fuck's a Spelljammer celebration party. As I already mentioned, this is an Eldritch Lich, and needless to say, it looks freaking terrifying. And it is. Sort of. But we'll get to that. An Eldritch Lich is effectively a variant of a Lich, but it didn't get its powers through arcane means. Rather, it allowed themselves to be corrupted and become hosts of a Great Old One. If you're not familiar with the Great Old Ones, just to give you an example, I'm talking about things like Cthulhu. Yes, Cthulhu is now canon in D&D. For another example, let's use Critical Role. Minor spoilers. Tharizdun plays a large part in it, and they are another example of a Great Old One. Anyways, these effectively gods implant parasites into a spellcaster. This parasite then merges with the creature and grants them immense power and protects them from death. You see this thing right here? That's the parasite. Yeah, it's nasty. Anyways, if the Lich dies while infected with this parasite, it instead morphs into the parasite, and about a week later, it just resurrects a few miles from where it died. If you want to kill the Eldritch Lich, you're gonna have to... I will now be referring to the Eldritch Lich as the Eldritch Lich because it sounds much better. But anyways, if you want to actually kill an Eldritch Lich, they need to die within a magical circle to prevent the parasite from resurrecting that Lich. However, since the Eldritch Lich took the cheap and easy way to lichdom, no offense warlocks, but Wizard Gang sends its regards! It lacks the raw power and spellcasting ability of the classic Lich. Coming in at just a CR 15 comparatively to the classic Lich's 21, the Eldritch Lich is severely lacking in the spellcasting department. That being said, it is still nothing to laugh at and is still quite dangerous in combat. For example, the Eldritch Lich utilizes a multi-attack that allows it to make one tentacle attack or cast a spell and make 2 psychic whisper attacks. It's worth mentioning that the Eldritch Lich really has no good combat spells in its default spell list, so honestly speaking, it's almost always going to be utilizing 1 tentacle and 2 whisper attacks. So, let's get spooky. The Eldritch Tentacle has a 10-foot range, a +9 to hit bonus, and deals a total of 12d6 plus 8 damage, and poisons a creature on a failed con save. If the target fails the poison save from an attack 3 times, and here's the real spooky part, then the creature dies and dissolves into a gibbering mouther. I don't really know how to pronounce it. And just to clarify, this is a gibbering mouther. This is also one of my favorite monsters in all of 5th edition, but it's not something you want to turn into. So, an instant death mechanic is starting to sound pretty spooky, right? But let's talk about the whispers next. No, not the ones that you keep hearing telling you to like and subscribe, although you should probably listen to those whispers. It's not good to ignore your subconscious, guys, trust me. No, I mean the whispers that the Eldritch Lich uses to absolutely fuck your shit up. The Eldritch Lich makes 2 whisper attacks per round and can target any creature within 120 feet. That target must make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or take 6d6 plus 4 psychic damage and be stunned until the end of the Lich's next turn. Not to mention that the Eldritch Lich could technically stun 2 members of your party during his turn if you have some pretty bad rolls. So this Lich, while technically less of a challenge than the classic Lich, can still be an incredibly big threat. The only real difference between the two is how they deal damage and the lack of legendary actions of the Eldritch Lich. But that's not all the Eldritch Lich has. It can also use its reaction when it takes damage to just teleport 60 feet in any direction that it can see. And while it doesn't have legendary actions, it does have legendary resistances, specifically 4 of them, making it incredibly difficult to lock this bad Larry down. Even if you do manage to kill it, the Eldritch Lich will simply come back in about a week unless you find some convoluted plan or way to kill it within a magic circle before it teleports out. Meaning that if you even manage to kill it, it will likely make it its personal goal to end you the next chance it gets, making it a personal vendetta and having a consistent and reoccurring dangerous entity or villain throughout your campaign. Oh, and did I forget to mention, it has an innate flying speed, because why not? He can literally just float 10 feet above your head and out of melee range, and smack you with his big old and hit you from range while the melee can't do anything about it. But let's talk about the Eldritch Lich in the room. Spellcasting. Yeah, the Eldritch Lich has an absolutely garbage tier spell list. A couple of spells are useful, but about 80% of this incredibly small list are pretty much just plot devices in the actual list that serve no real purpose. The real strength of the classic Lich comes from its real action economy that it gets from legendary actions and spellcasting, but the Eldritch Lich gets neither of those. No, the Eldritch Lich's strength comes from its stunning capability and the ability to turn the action economy in its favor by stunning its enemies. So while it doesn't get extra actions, it takes away actions from PCs, which is arguably more valuable than simply gaining extra actions on its turn. And since it can technically stun up to 2 targets, the Eldritch Lich may be even more scary than an actual Lich depending upon how you look at it. Move over, Power Word Kill, we got an angry slappy boy here and he's ready to crit you for your entire health pool. But just to hit home my point, let's recap exactly what the Eldritch Lich has to exemplify its power in a quick, rapid-fire style. Boom! It's got an instant death mechanic with its poison. Bam! It's got the ability to stun 2 enemies per round. Bop! It's got ridiculous damage on its tentacle attack. Bing! It can freaking fly. Bang! It can teleport as a reaction. Boop! It's got 4 legendary resistances. Blap! It's got 1 very specific and difficult process for killing it. If you don't kill it in that oddly specific way, it's just gonna come back. And bada bing, it's a Lich with an ego the size of a goddamn Tarrasque, so it's gonna be hunting you down until either you kill it right, or it kills you and turns you into this anxiety-riddled bastard. All of this comes tightly bundled together in the delightfully terrifying nightmare fuel that is the Eldritch Lich. So unless you want to be the inspiration for the next Alien movie, make sure you stay the hell out of these guys' way. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think of this monstrosity in the comments below. I read every comment, almost always reply, and who knows, I might even feature your comment in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Friday.